The most trustless name in news.
How many Bitcoin do you need to become a millionaire? A millionaire at the end of this bull run? A millionaire in 10 years? Well, to answer those questions, it takes a bit of digging. So we brought our shovels for this video. Are you ready to hit those millions? We'll find out if you can in about 10 minutes because it's time for Chico Crypto. I could make some videos about the Bitcoin crash like every single other YouTuber is currently doing, but who wants to feel even more down when the markets are already down? So why not bring a bit of optimism to these turbulent times? Let's talk about the coming bull run and how many Bitcoin you need to become a millionaire by the end of it. So to answer this question, we first need to make a guess about when this bull run will end. And there are many different answers to that question. There are many different theories, but I'm going to lay out what people are saying, and you just have to pick the one you think is most likely. So let's begin with my theory, which is just looking back at the history of other cycles and applying it to this cycle. To begin, we need to know my definition of a bull cycle. Well, this, from my point of view, can be defined as a time from a market cycle bottom to a market cycle top. So let's begin with where we currently are at. Bitcoin hit its bottom November 9th of 2022, and the price has been overall pumping and climbing since then. Thus, as of today, Bitcoin has been in a bull market for 539 days. So how much longer do we have in this bull market if we compare it with previous cycles? Well, in the last cycle, Bitcoin hit its bottom December 16th, 2018, and then peaked November 8th, 2021. Thus, the previous bull market lasted 1,059 days. How about 2 cycles ago? Well, in that cycle, Bitcoin hit its bottom January 13th, 2015, and then peaked December 15th, 2017. Thus, 2 cycles ago, the bull market lasted 1,068 days. Oh shoot, are we starting to see a pattern? Now, the first cycle is kind of an anomaly because Bitcoin began at a bottom, aka when it launched in 2009, the price was 0, and it didn't begin officially trading on exchanges until over a year later in 2010. This anomaly created 2 short bull runs during this cycle, so we will add the lengths of these bull cycles together. Bitcoin started trading at a bottom price of 5 cents July 19th, 2010. In under a year, Bitcoin went through an intense bull cycle. By June 9th, 2011, the price pumped to 30 bucks. Thus, this first bull in this anomaly cycle lasted 326 days. As we can see, the price came right back down and hit its bottom November 9th, 2011. But then it went through a second intense bull, hitting a peak December 5th, 2013. Thus, the second bull in this anomaly cycle lasted 748 days. The combined lengths of these bull markets in the first cycle was 1,074 days. So the first cycle bull lasted 1,074 days, second cycle lasted 1,068 days, and the third cycle lasted 1,059 days. Very, very close to each other, wouldn't you say? But if you look a little deeper, it seems with each cycle, the length is just getting slightly smaller. Second cycle bull market ended 6 days earlier than the first. Third cycle ended 9 days earlier than the second. Let's just say that pattern continues. Thus, this cycle will end 12 days earlier than the third. That would mean this cycle would last 1,047 days. Where would this put Bitcoin peaking at this bull run's end, aka where you could put yourself in Bitcoin millionaire status? Well, remember, Bitcoin as of today has been in a bull run for 539 days. That means there are 508 days left in this cycle. That would mean this bull run would last until September 20th of 2025. Now, there are many theories about when Bitcoin will top out. Popular crypto analyst CryptoCon believes the top is coming sometime at the end of 2025. And if we check out their chart, they believe November 28th of next year. Titan of crypto believes something similar. They see it topping out based on their charting analysis sometime the next month in December of 25. And finally, Bob Lucas, the creator of the 4-year cycle, dropped this video November 20th of 2023 and said this.
What I'm more focused on here is the two scenarios of whether or not we're going to see a repeat right translated cycle, and they were very consistent, month 33, 35, and 35, bringing us towards the end of 2025, 2 years from this point.
2 years from that video would be November 20th of 2025. That is Bob's prediction. So my friends, my analysis says September of 2025. Bob and CryptoCon say November of 25, and then Titan believes December. Basically, sometime at the end of 2025 is going to be the cycle peak, aka the biggest chance you have to become a Bitcoin millionaire if you have been stacking and continue to stack those precious BTC throughout the rest of this year and throughout the most of next year. So the next question is, how much will Bitcoin be at the peak in late 2025? Because that answers the question of how many Bitcoin you would need to be a millionaire by the end of this bull run. Well, there are many answers to this question out there too. So let's just go through the answers across the board. And let's begin with my prediction, which I put out a long time ago, December of 2023. So you heard it here first. Bitcoin will reach this price, $113,500, sometime between October and December of 2025. My timing of the cycle top between October to December of 2025 is pretty in line with what we just covered, but I believe that $113,500 would be the peak price. Thus, to become a millionaire this cycle, you would need to stack just over 8.81 BTC by the end of 2025. That seems like an out of reach high number, but if you rotate your altcoin profits into Bitcoin, it's still highly possible. What about CryptoCon on X? Well, if we go back to their chart, they think it's just above mine, 130K. That would mean you would need just over 7.69 BTC to become a millionaire by the end of this run. What about Titan of Crypto? Well, going back to his tweet and chart, we can see his peak is the top of the green area, and that looks to be about 190K. This would mean you would need just over 5.26 BTC. What about Bob Lucas? Well, he wasn't specific about a price, but he did give a range of where it could go. Let's listen in now.
So it's going to be difficult in the end, especially if we have sort of a monster move over the last couple of months. You know, you may be looking at price and just throwing out numbers at 150. And if you look at this as an example, you don't know if the last 3 or 4 weeks sends Bitcoin up to 300.
Bob said somewhere in the range of 150K to 300K. So if we take the average of his range, we get a price of 225,000. This would mean you would need just 4.44 BTC to become a millionaire based on his prediction. Although there are even more bullish predictions out there from smaller influencers on X. So we can see many people calling for a cycle top of 500K. Cryptometry says this based on their analysis. Jonathan Carter thinks that too, as well as Digitalic. Now this one is easy. If Bitcoin reaches 500,000, you would just need 2 BTC to become a millionaire. But it isn't only small influencers that are near the 2 Bitcoin range to become a millionaire by the end of this bull run. Michael Saylor, the largest known individual holder of Bitcoin, is thinking it's near that. From this article, here's how much Bitcoin you need to become a millionaire. According to Michael Saylor, Saylor says, so 10 times from those levels would mean that Bitcoin could go as high as 350,000. If this is the case, you would need to own 2.86 BTC to become a millionaire. But old Saylor has a different view than myself and everyone else that I covered in this video. He believes the 4-year cycle may be finished and we're going into a perma bull for a very long time. Let's listen in now.
If we're talking about the future of Bitcoin, I think that we're in the Bitcoin gold rush era. And it started in January of 2024, and it will run till about November of 2034. It's a 10-year. And the reason how many people know what happened in November of 2034? It's an important date, you know. If you pull Clark Moody's dashboard, you'll see that. In November of 2034, 99% of all the Bitcoin will have been mined. And the last 1% comes out over the next 100 years.
The Bitcoin gold rush will last until 2034. So my friends, you still have a lot of time to stack Bitcoin and become a millionaire. And by 2034, you likely will need just 1 Bitcoin or even lower. I believe in you. Don't be shaken out. Cheers. I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in news.